ladies and gentlemen, it's that time once again where we trapped back and get ready to fly. Here we go. It's pre-flight time. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday night pre-flight episode 112. As part of the usual, I am Cobble S. Cobble. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, one more week on down the road. Hope everybody had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. We're all still stuck in our houses, but hey, that's nor here nor there, but the videos still must happen. So, got another full card for you, and we have a little bit of a special. After the show today, we had a special Memorial Day episode as well. So that will be going up shortly after all of these go up. But let's get the show started. Got a lot to get through with a little amount of time. We got the usual lot of stuff. We got Fallout matches, we got qualifier matches, and pretty soon our tournament will start for the new U.S. title. And our first matchup is going to be the qualifier match for that King of the Ring tournament, pinning DJ 4X taking on Blavis. The winner joins the ranks. Of all of those who have advanced so far: Marsh, Tony, Jesse, Adine, last week, Crazy Mike. So, 4X getting ready to try to get his name into there too, but lots of stuff happened. What a match last week. Our main event was killer between Radiance and Junko Yokota. That was just brutal as hell. We got a whole bunch more. Hopefully we're going to go through right back to it. So, our first match of the evening is going to be 4X and the Blavis. But, like I said, we had interesting stuff right there, and it's going to be interesting to see. We're also going to have Drake versus Shane. And Shane won the first match and somehow outlasted Drake in the second, but we'll get to that later on. But we also had Marcus and Mike put on a clinic in there, and the returning Eddie and Corey, well, looks like they were not really ready to return just yet, because they were manhandled and decimated by 13 and Guardian. But we'll see how this week's lines up. So. But I foresee some more work being put in for Corey and Eddie, trying to get back in the rim of things. They've been on the shelf for almost a year or so, I think, at this time. But we will all eventually get to all of those things. So, here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for our first match of the said evening. Here we go. Blavis and 4. Blavis opens up the Lufez press out the gate, right all over 4X. Because Blavis had his hand, he's been busy last several weeks with Haas, Sam, and everybody else. So, but he's going to turn around and 4X is going to take that elbow right through the throat of Blavis, try to shut him down after that Lufez. But Blavis is going to kick in the midsection, go to the headlock, go to an elbow to the face. 4X grabs Blavis, puts him in the board, and remake beautiful jumping Rana right out the gate. 4X back to the wrist lock. 4X going to send Blavis back into the other corner. And 4X is going to go for a missile drop kick, but Blavis is going to sidestep and going to go for a kick, but 4X catches him, sweeps a leg out, and goes for that single leg Boston Crab. But Blavis is going to power his way out of it because it's way too early to try to submit. But Blavis is going to pick up 4X. Blavis is going to duck under a waist lock and go right back to the teardrop suplex. Hit that spinning leg drop, but 4X decides it and finally hits the missile drop kick, connects. 4X drops the leg drop. Nobody home. They lock up in the corner. Blavis is going to win this round to the headlock. Blavis going to go with scoop slam right on 4X. Blavis picks up 4X. Blavis throws 4X into the corner. Big right hand. And Blavis is putting 4X up on the top. What's he got in mind? Punches 4X in the head, and he's going to go for the superplex off the top rope. Blavis goes for a runner, but 4X comes out with that running knee, but Blavis is going to duck under it with a shot to the kidneys. 4X is going to push Blavis away. Blavis somewhat stunned, and 4X go with the fisherman suplex in the corner. 4X goes to the wrist lock right back there, elbow right to the throat. Because you can't breathe, you can't fight. So 4X picks him up, goes for those kicks. Kicks to the shins, to the hamstrings, to the bodies, but Blavis is going to counter it to the wrist lock. But 4X is going to get out of it, go to the waist lock. Standing switch. Going to do a pullback Rana. And stomps on his shoulder, goes for another shot to the kidneys. 4X ducks under the waist lock. 4X goes up top, Frankensteiner. 4X. But Blavis is going to counter it, 4X in the corner. Blavis is going to try and right hand, but 4X is going to collect it, kicks him in the sides. 4X spins Blavis around. 4X, tornado, beautiful face buster. Springboard bulldog, beautifully executed there from 4X. 4X is going to dump Blavis over the top, kicks to the midsection. And 4X picks up Blavis. And Blavis is going to say, have a guardrail. Both of them going back and forth right now, and 4X hits the headbutt, but nobody wins. We both know that. Nobody wins in that. 4X is going to throw Blavis into the barricade, and 4X is going to tell him to have a post now too, and bash him in the post twice. 4X throws Blavis back into the ring. Ref slides in. 4X just stand there trying to be there, but Blavis is going to get around him and going to hit him in the knee, then float over DDT facebuster. That over-castled facebuster. 8. And Blavis is going to connect with the elbow to the face. Blavis is going to get back in the ring, but 4X is up. Blavis is going to grab a hold of 4X. He's going to put him into the corner, springboard, drop toe hold. All over. Blavis telegraphed that move and takes a shot right to the thighs and the knees of 4X. Because again, if you can't stand, you can't fight. You can't breathe, you can't fight. And if you can't stand, you can't fight. So 4X is going to give Blavis, going to dump Blavis over the top. And 4X is going to missile drop kick. And Blavis goes to the floor crashing. Blavis rolls away. 4X picks Blavis back up. Oh, Blavis explodes out of the corner with a clothesline there, but 4X is going to punch him in the kidney, into the waist, into the stomach. And 4X dumps Blavis back into the barricade, but Blavis is going to duck under it. And beautiful arm drag there. I think that wasn't a Fujiwara, but it was an arm drag. And Blavis is eating another barricade. Headbutt, nobody wins. 4X and Blavis all over each other. And if some are wondering why the ref's not doing his count, this is a false count anywhere match, as the title will intend. So all the matches are false count anywhere as well. So Blavis gonna get that twisting leg jawbreaker. Ref's out of position. Here's cover 1, 2, was unexpected. Blavis must have just broke 4X's jaw to put him out like that. But Blavis, of all people, moves on. 4X is, when he wakes up, is not going to like that whatsoever. I did not expect that. But Blavis moves on. Jesus Christ, that was not expected. Looks like our camera's going to the back, so let's see what we got. Cameras are headed to the back end. What the shit? Oh, it's Sharp and Drake. Oh boy. I beat you the last 2 weeks in a row expressing my dominance, and somehow I am the best, showing you how I am the best, and I'm told I have to face you a third time? Either someone gets their rocks off watching you get destroyed every night, or they just don't respect my ability. So, I want something out of it. So, if I beat you for a third time, count it, a third time, I will never have to face you ever again in singles or tag matches. And if you and Rico get the belts back from Unlucky, if I challenge you to it, it will be a tag team handicap match for them. Do you agree to these terms? Sure, but this match, I'm gonna create the stipulation. Fine by me, loser. See you out there. So Shane and Drake have more on the table than it's worth. Now there's two stipulations in place. If Shane beats Drake for a third and time, if Blitzkrieg wins the titles back and Shane finds a partner, they will have to defend him in a handicap match for them. So Drake wouldn't be in the match. It would just be Rico against Shane and a tag team member of his choice. So that's an interesting stipulation down the road. But next, we'll have to wait and see how that is. We got some Royal Rumble Fallout matches coming up next. So as our cameras get back there and we get set up for our last match, our next match, which is the Royal Rumble Fallout matches, we have the returning Rico that we haven't seen since he won. They lost the titles back at the 2-year anniversary. So not Drake, but Rico is returning to in-ring action now. That means, let's see here. So Rico, he also, besides after losing the titles at the 2-year anniversary, Rico was a dominating force inside the Royal Rumble. He eliminated Don, Jesse, Johnny, and Frankie. So he was second behind Shane and a couple others for the most eliminations. So we'll see who Rico gets his hands on in this upcoming Fallout match. And we have Johnny Gallen. Johnny had a rough couple days in the last couple weeks. Him and his tag partner got destroyed by 13 as well, or I think they got destroyed, or they were trying butter. We're going to have to go back to video replay to see all that, but that was then, this is now. Rico versus Johnny. two very contrasting styles. You have the All-American wrestler, and then you have the run and gun style of Rico Rain. Fast and hit hard. Hence the reigning Blitzkrieg. So this will be a very interesting match between these two guys. We'll see if Johnny can put on a wrestling clinic, and we'll see an offensive barrage there from Rico. So we'll have to wait and see. But it should be a good one here, ladies and gentlemen. So, here we go. Johnny's gonna run right to Rico and open right out the gate with that running knee, flipping senton. Johnny punched the face, goes right to the headlock. Rico's gonna counter it to the wrist lock. Johnny's gonna counter that to the waist lock to the headlock. And Johnny's gonna elbow right to the face of Rico. Gonna go back to that wrist lock, and Johnny's gonna do a pull back uppercut, European cut, jumping elbow. Johnny, fast and right out the gate, standing switch. Johnny's gonna do a pullback power slam. Johnny is all over Rico. Rico can't even get out of the box just yet. Goes for that break, goes to the waist lock to the headlock. Rico's gonna counter to the waist lock, standing switch to the headlock. Elbow to the face to try and shut down some of Johnny's momentum. Rico, big shoulder kick to the midsection, and just stomping the shit out of Johnny and trying to shut down him a little bit because he was able to send that offensive burst, but you kind of have to against Rico. Rico's going to throw Johnny into the corner, and big shoulder thrust in the midsection. That's not pleasant. Big, good God, thigh right to the face. Rico into his groove now, goes to the waist lock. Johnny's going to counter to the hammer lock to push him away. And they both punch simultaneously, but Rico's going to win that one. Johnny's going to counter to the wrist lock. And Johnny's going to do a pullback European uppercut. Rico's going to fight out of it with some punches to the chests. Johnny goes to the headlock, Manhattan drop, no, the atomic drop. Goes back to the wrist lock. Beautiful arm drag. Quick snap arm drag there. Goes for a clothesline. Rico ducks, but they run into each other. They lock up in the corner. Rico gets the headlock. Elbow to the just face buster, jumping face buster. Rico goes to the wrist lock, right back to the wrist lock, working that or turns him inside out, drops the elbow, kicks the kidneys. They lock up in the corner once again. Rico's gonna go behind him to the waist lock. Gonna hit a backside suplex. And Johnny's gonna fight out of it. But Rico's gonna say, no, I'm gonna get your head. Goes to the headlock. Johnny goes on there, beautiful schoolboy toss. And Johnny's gonna fight out of it now. Another running neck breaker. Johnny picks up Rico, goes to the headlock. Rico goes to the waist lock and sleeper slam. Johnny's gonna sweep the legs out. Johnny go to the wrist lock. Rico's gonna counter it to the headlock. And he hit the jawbreaker. Rico's gonna pick up Johnny. Rico gonna throw Johnny in the corner with authority. Drops the elbow right across the neck. And Rico's gonna go outside. Give some. I don't think that was there. Johnny he was in a compromised position. But Rico goes to the announce table, hits the hip toss, drops the elbow. Johnny's going to go to the waist locks. Now Rico's going to counter to the headlock. Johnny's going to counter and break it up. Rico, as the ref begins his count, but Rico wants Johnny. He wants to put him through the table. And Rico is going to take to the skies. Rico, what's he got in mind? Big jumping flying elbow drop to our announce table. Rico all over Johnny now. Rico, he's going for Rainmaker, looks like. Sets up. Hits the volley drop. Hits the long tom. And hits the neck breaker, but the revs up to a 5 count. Johnny took the long tom. He might be out of business. But Johnny's going to get back up. He's at a 7. Johnny gets back in the ring after taking the long tom. Goes a headlock. Beautiful snap takedown. And Johnny going to try and slow it down with the body scissors and submissions that hold it up. Johnny goes right back to the headlock. Rico's going to counter to the waist lock. And Rico is going to hit the backside suplex. And Johnny's going to counter with a jawbreaker. Johnny's going to go to the wrist lock. Rico's going to counter it right back to the waist lock. Standing switch. Rico's going to hit a drop toe hold. Rico goes for the cover. 1. Johnny counts out, kicks out at 1. Johnny kicks to the midsection, goes to the headlock. Johnny gonna get countered into a headlock, and Rico just like a right hand explosion right there. Talk about a rocket punch, sleeper slam. Rico goes for the cover. 1, 2. Johnny kicks out at 1 once again. Kicks to the midsection. Rico goes for a suplex, but gonna get countered by Johnny and hits a snap suplex of his own. Johnny's gonna pick up Rico. What a match here. German suplex. Johnny goes for the cover. 1. Rico kicks out at 1. Right hand goes to the waist lock. And I'm not sure what kind it was. That looks like he was trying to go for a teardrop or a backslide, but they both are exhausted. So he just dumped him over. Rico's going to push Johnny away. And Rico going to go elbow to the face. Russian leg sweep. And Rico going to go for the count. 1. Oh, Johnny's going to kick out at 1 again. Johnny goes to the wrist lock. What a match between these two so far. Atomic drop. Johnny goes to the headlock. Johnny gonna do a pullback power slam on Rico. Johnny, he's gonna go into the, oh dear God, the El Paso lasso. Or that might be, that's just a brutal submission hold. The Celtic knot, who knows what he calls it. 1. Rico's gonna kick out at 1. Rico gonna try and end it again. Goes for a second long tom. Rico hits the long tom. Here's the cover. 1, 2, 3. Rico wins. What a match between those two. Jesus Christ. That was a hell of a match. That was a very good match. Those went neck and neck for the entire way. Dear God, that was physical. But dear God, that was awesome. But it took Lou long toms, and it put Johnny away. So Rico wins round 1. And as Rico heads to the back, our cameras are going back to the inside of the ring. Let's see what we have to say. Oh, Guardian in 13. Oh, Guardian's doing the talking now, apparently. I'm gonna make this short and brutal. Bring your heroes, your villains, and your so-called monsters. And anyone I left out. You are you all will share the same fate inside this sacred squared circle. We'll gladly turn your team into a statistic. Yes, I have a... Well, I guess Guardian cut it short and didn't want 13 to say anything, so that might be something, but we'll figure it out. But looks like our cameras are going back, and we're going to have Radiance getting ready for her match later on this evening, which is going to be a part of our main event, which will be Radiance in action versus another one of the Divas. Who it is, who knows. But if it was any type of match of last week, it's going to be a good one. So, next up will be I guess 13 and them all went to the back, so I guess we'll see what happens up next. So as we get set up for our next one, hopefully everybody's enjoying enjoying the show so far. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend as well, being Memorial Day weekend. But yeah, we have a special airing right after this of a Memorial Day special that has the entire roster of the FSCW in action. So if you can't get enough of FSCW this week, stay tuned. As soon as this goes up, the editors will be done with the other one, and we'll have a whole nother thing for you to play with. But should be a good one. And it's going to be our tag match. Guardian and 13 versus whoever wants to come enter the sacred circle. You could be good, you could be bad, and you could be ugly. But what a match last week. 13 and Guardian just absolutely destroyed the returning Corey Kerr and Eddie Bagwell. They were a force to reckon with, but looks like they have a lot of ring rust, and hopefully it will be wiped off in the next couple weeks. But eventually they'll get back to where they were. And Guardian looks ready. And as we get set for 13 to make his way down to the ring, and there he is, 13. These two have been working quite decently in the squared circle. They've been a solid team since winning their titles at the 2-year anniversary of the FSCW. And we'll be right back with a commercial break, ladies and gentlemen.